All right, I'm just going to speed through the modeling a little bit, just so we can focus on the particle system. But essentially, I'm just creating my grass mesh that I will use to replicate and duplicate in a particle system spread out over a grassy surface. So I'm just creating a couple planes, and then I am making it look like a single strand of grass, and then I'm turning it into a couple of arrays, more of a grid pattern, and then I'm doing some random transformation to make it look more organic. And then in my materials, I'm adding a base green to it, and then I'm adding a subsurface, like a yellow, because if you think about grass, you shine light through it, it kind of has this yellow hint to it. All right, now that we have our grass mesh, let's add our ground floor that we can cover in our grass. We're gonna do that with the particle system. So first, let's add a mesh. So just go to add mesh, plane. This will be our ground. In edit mode, go ahead and scale it up. And that's big enough. And then going to subdivide. And for now, that'll be okay. And then make sure my proportional editing is selected. I'm going to select a couple points. Just kind of make the ground a little bit more bumpy or kind of make it look organic. And push this one down. That looks decent. That'll work for now. And then let's add just a basic brown material. For the ground, and then go down and turn up our roughness. And that looks decent. So let's go back to object mode. I'll go to shade smooth. And then let's go ahead and add a particle system. So over here, we have this area, it's properties called particles. Let's go ahead and add one. We can either do an emitter or a hair. A grass would fall under the category of hair. And here is our rough hair. But we want to actually use our object. And we could, do this hair, we can control height and the mount and all that. But we're going to, instead of rendering it as a path, we're going to render it as an object. And then it asks for which object do we want. And then click on our grass. And you notice not only is it really small, but it's actually sideways. So we can change that by going to advanced features and giving us our rotation, and then orient it to our X. And then if we go back down to our render, we can increase the scale so it matches up to our actual scale. And then we can also randomize it a little bit so it looks more natural. And then if you want to, again, make this more dense or kind of control the density, you can go particle edit it. You can add more and subtract more, depending on, less is more, but go back to object mode, you can kind of see you can add more grass.